Chapter 18 really is a culmination chapter. This chapter fits into your project perfectly in the sense where you come to the end, the third phase, and you say, okay, how do I change my organization? And it lets you know that there will be stress. Change stresses everyone, varying degrees of stress, and this is why some individuals kind of pre-stress themselves by the education that they have, or work environment, whatever it might be. Their training. Medical people I think of, they go through medical school and things like that, are pre-stressed by their training. Well, this chapter concerns itself with, okay, and like you've done in your project, I've laid out these recommendations. How do I move them from where they are to where they need to be in order to be competitive and to make the necessary changes to stay relevant in the marketplace, to stay attractive to our customers? And this would be true whether or not you're in a nonprofit or any other kind of environment. No money, no mission. Okay, so this has application for everybody, because this applies to students if you're responsible for students, or workers, or whatever your situation might be. This can do well for you. So let's take a peek at some of this. So the nature of the workforce. This is what you've been working on, right? You've been working on this analysis. The technology that's available or strains the organization, economic conditions, competition, social trends, world politics. We live in this environment, whether we are aware of it or not, or whether we choose to be aware. I would rather be aware, quite honestly. Situational awareness is a highly desirable characteristic for anybody. This is why you shouldn't walk around in an airport. I've talked to security people. They'll say the worst thing you can do is walk around with your head in your phone and in a strange place, or for that matter, a familiar place, because you're not aware of what's going around you. This is what organizations and leaders, managers, business owners, teachers, so on, should be tuned to, is what's the situation, both in the present, near, and future term. Okay, so we've taken account of those. Sources of resistance to change. Identify, take care of. Might be individuals. We might have to get rid of everybody that was in the former organization to now come to be the new and improved. This is why we have, they'll call it staff reductions or reorgs, or, there's a term and it escapes me. Re-engineer. We're going to re-engineer the workforce. This means we're going to do more with less. And technology allows us to a certain degree and has been an enabler of this. So understand these. The structural ones are the ones you've been looking at. How do you manipulate or change that in order to free up the organization, free up the work team, free up the individual within the team to achieve and maximize results? And we should be constantly looking to change. And if there's resistance to it, how can we eliminate it or mitigate it as much as possible? Not everybody's built for a fast-changing environment. So some people aren't going to survive the changes. What happens in a ball team when they get a new head coach? Oftentimes they get rid of the whole staff. Why? Because the old culture has to go, new one in place. Read this carefully. Unfreeze, movement, refreeze. This just means we change things, or we allow it, we announce the change that's going to happen. We move to where we need to be, or go that direction. Now you can see where the communication becomes critical. And then we refreeze, we stop. We don't constantly change, at least not in the big bang sense. Incremental change, yes. Big bang change constantly is going to lead to people bailing on you. So that's just one of the models. Kotter's 8-step plan for implementing change. There's great examples in the text. Make use of them in your recommendation phase. Biggest sources of stress for most people. You can see where it is, where they're at in life. These are variable, okay, without a doubt. A model of stress. It's not that we can eliminate or should eliminate stress. Some stress is good. It keeps you sharp. But taken to an extreme, we can overstress people. Some people are more adaptable to it or more accepting of it than others. And how you handle that, whether it be exercise, hopefully you've got an active prayer life, and a church life. I would recommend that highly as a stress handler for sure. Being married helps tremendously. Got a wife, she handles a lot of the stress for me. I hope that's true for you too, or at least not now. It is at some point. All those things work together. Dogs, pets. I don't know about cats, but yeah, they all help. I'm kidding. Don't send me letters. And I want to go to, summary and implications. Cultures innovation. Those organizations tend to thrive and prosper over the long term. Does the organization learn? Are they able to achieve and learn new things in order to remain relevant or competitive, however you want to say that? And then stress. Can they manage the stress? Do they have the right people to manage the stress? This is really a summation of the whole book and what you should learn. So, make application. I should see evidence of this chapter in your project. Persevere.